Greetings, everyone. I am Selvalis, and welcome to another episode of ARK Survival Evolved on the Stegoland server. That is YouTuber Chicken Bones' Patreon server. If you want to get in on here with us, just gotta give him $5 on Patreon. Alright, so in this episode, I am also having to dub over because my microphone was not recording in OBS when I shot this episode. I got all the video footage I could want. I even had to trim some of it down. But none of my commentary got through, which is rather bad because we're going in the water, and that's pretty much all I do for the episode. You know, it's not one of those ones where I can just, like, see what's on screen and point it out, because it's like, oh, there's ocean, there's more ocean, there's the never-ending swarm of anglerfish trying to eat my face. So, I want to start off by saying, god damn, the water environments in ARK are beautiful. Like, honestly, these have got to be some of my favorite water environments I've ever seen in a game. I mean, with the exception of a game like Subnautica, where it's, 100% underwater, this truly is, like, just some of the best I've ever seen. Like, the detail levels, the lighting effects. I mean, it used to be like when you have a scuba mask on, you just didn't see water, period. And then when you back out, like when you're in third person mode, there's this really cool blue overtone, and it's just something else. I really like the idea of underwater. Some of my favorite creatures are the deep sea creatures. I mean, hell, my all-time favorite mythology is the Leviathan, So, got a quick cut coming up because I actually forgot to open up my map for the water drops. This is a new map, this is the center, so I don't quite know where the water drops are. Alright, so we're back, and here is the first of what will be many, 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 many swarms of anglerfish. They are just super concentrated in this trench. Just personally, I feel like the water dino spawns on the center kind of need to be rebalanced, because just pretty much everywhere you go, there are anglerfish on the ocean floor, which, kind of makes sense, but the numbers they're in can be very problematic. Now, this is a couple patches after the center first came out. They've fixed most of the spawning issues, so I'm assuming at this point what is in the water is intentional, which it's kind of bad, because that anglerfish swarm can wreck a lot of people. So, some of you might notice that I am using a Spinosaurus, and not a true water dinosaur. I have a very simple reason for that. All the water dinos I've ever tamed on the center are dead. Dead, 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 dead. Murdered exclusively by manta rays. Hell, even Chicken Bones' Plessies, the two that you sometimes see behind his house in CC, those are respawned because they were murdered by manta rays. Manta rays can get underneath a Plesiosaur and push it all the way to the surface. And because Plessies cannot hit anything attacking basically anything past the base of their neck, they're extremely vulnerable to being murdered by, well, just about anything that can butt munch them. Now, a Spino, on the other hand, has much higher turning radius and can attack a much larger portion of its body, providing much higher protection against swarms of anglerfish. Now, coming up, unfortunately, you're going to see that sometimes this can backfire. And that's also the other reason I'm not, say, using a Sarco. If I was using a Sarco, there is a very large portion of its body that it cannot defend. And this swarm of anglerfish can pin it to the ground and just kill it by attacking its tail. That's just kind of the way it is. So, yeah. Oh, and this whole time I am trying to kind of look around for water drops, but I'm just going to level with you guys. The map I was using is really incomplete. It had about 10 drop locations on it, and it was made about 2 months ago, long before the center became official. Okay, so right here I want you to notice something. I just consumed about an extra 2,000 raw fish meat. As you can see, that pushed my Spino over its weight limit. And right here, I am trying to get into the inventory, but I'm panicking a little bit, leading me to make some wrong clicks, as I need to drop all that raw fish meat. It's also at this moment I decide that I should probably transfer all the non-food items to my inventory. But first, I gotta just out this raw fish meat as fast as I can. I mean, you can see, I've got over 2,500 raw fish. That weighs a ton. So it was weighing down my Spino, and now I've regained my ability to move and to finish this battle. Anglerfish do back off after you hit them once, but then they'll come back. They're really annoying that way, and they're really good about getting stuck on your dino so you can't move. Alright, so there was no water drop there. As I said, I'm using a very incomplete map. A few of the spots on it just don't exist anymore. And since this episode, I did go and find a new map provided by tribe member Stub. I also shared it with Chicken Bone so you can use it on Pooping Evolved, which has 17 water drop locations. I went and checked them after this, kind of doing the same route, and I found the 2 water drops. Like, spoilers, I don't find the water drops in this episode. That's why, because they're at locations that actually aren't on the map. Now, I'm coming up on the final trench location on the old map. As it turns out, if I had just kept going, like, if I hadn't surfaced to mess with my inventory, as you're going to see in a few seconds, I actually would have found the water drops. Like, that's where they were. They were right after this drop location. So, yeah, in the future, I'm going to be using this new map. I don't expect I'll do another real underwater video, just with the way, like, things are. Now, there are some, what do you call them? There are underwater bubbles I do want to look at, but that's not really the same thing. Like, again, I love the beauty of the waters, of these water areas, but I just feel like the spawns are really messed up right now. I still have yet to find a Mosasaurus on the center. I am going to, after I finish dubbing this video and uploading this last episode and this video to YouTube, I do plan on hopping back on, and I'm going to check the North Sea, because last time I was there, it was bugged to hell with just every kind of dino spawning in massive amounts, so it wasn't safe to go underwater there. So, I mean, I will go and I will check there. Alright, so if I had just kept going down the trench instead of surfacing right here, I actually would have, I would have found the water drops. Like, they are 5 more points to the west, to the east, like, and it's just so hard to watch in hindsight, knowing that they were right there. And spoilers, they were some good water drop. Well, one of them was really good. The first one actually was a apprentice wooden shield blueprint. I have a Mastercraft variation I got from the top of the volcano, so that wasn't too great. But the second one was an Ascendant Quetzal platform saddle blueprint. With our stacking mods, we can make the Ascended blueprints without much difficulty. It was like 16,000. Whoa, Plessy. All right, so the further south you go, I've noticed, the more likely you are to encounter a Plesiosaur. I've already stated my reasons for not taming them, but just anyone who wants to tame one themselves, I know my fellow tribe mates on here watch them, this is kind of the place to go. I've killed all the ones that were on there today, but they should be respawned by the time the server restarts. There wasn't anything higher than a level 90, so don't worry, I didn't kill any good tames. Unlike, say, Chicken Bone, who ate a 145 in his video. So, carrying on, you'll notice there are some ski scorpions I occasionally kill, the Eurytripids, or whatever they're called, and they drop this item called Black Pearls. The Black Pearl is used in an advanced crafting recipe, which, for the record, is made in a cooking pot. That wasn't something made clear to me for a while. It's a cooking pot recipe. You need 1 Black Pearl and 5 rhino horns, along with, I think it's 20 of every vegetable, and some Medjos. Cook that together and you can create the Broth of Enlightenment. Now, this broth is an experience booster. It gives you an extra, I forget if it's 50% or 100%, extra, yeah, so actually also right to my, like, I thought I saw it on the very edge, but, like, to my right actually is the water drop that had the Ascendant Quetzal platform saddle. So, yeah, I just missed it on this round, but I ended up coming back later and I got it. But, what was I talking about? Oh, Black Pearls. So, yeah, that experience boost you know, it can only be made, obviously, if you can get to the sea scorpions, which without a scuba mask right now is not, or, yeah, it's just not possible. So, you know, it can't be used to, like, jumpstart yourself into the game, but if you've got, like, a tribe member who's way more advanced, like, at this point, most, like, me, Jennifer, Flydive, Cryptor, we're all over level 85. Like, we're, you know, we're powerful. We can come down here, we can get the pearls, and we can help craft it for, like, new tribe members who really want to, like, get to the new or to the higher level stuff really fast. They don't want to have to go through the leveling grind. I mean, we already have our level rates pretty accelerated. Like, I'm sure you guys have noticed. This Spino levels up several times during this episode. Almost all my dinos level up at least once an episode. I'm at that point where it's not really very fast anymore, and I'm not trying really hard to level. Like, before I hit level 85, yeah, I was out hunting alphas all the time, killing everything in sight. I needed levels, because I really needed the industrial forge. Everything I do tends to require a lot of metal, and just trying to do it in regular forges is just such a waste of time. Oops, got stunk on a dunk right there. Dunk Leosus. Normally very mild-mannered unless you get right up on them. They like their space, so give them some space and they'll leave you alone. Get up in their face and they will bite you really hard. They actually can break through metal structures underwater. They're very powerful. Okay, so getting back to the Broth of Enlightenment, so, like, if we get new recruits to the server and they want to get leveled up really fast, what we can do is find you an Alpha Rex, you know, the biggest experience-giving thing in the game. Now, they have, in this last patch, nerfed Alpha experience, but I think it'll still be pretty good if we can get someone a Broth of Enlightenmented Alpha Rex kill. So that could get someone up to, like, level 40 or 50 really easily, you know, just that way they can get to the good stuff, they can get saddles for good dinos, you know, because sometimes, because I'm a very generous ARK player, like, if, like, we've got a new guy, I will happily just, like, oh, you need a saddle for this? Oh, here, have an extra dino, have an extra Rex, I've got 6 of them, you know, like, I'll just kind of give them, like, just stuff to help them get started, and sometimes, I'll admit, we overdo it a little bit. Sometimes there are players who want to do it themselves. I personally, I like to play at the higher end, so I'm okay with some starter gifts to kind of get going. So I don't mind, but I know some people do, so, you know, if they still want to do it themselves, but the leveling can just sometimes be annoying, this broth is a good item for helping them out. Okay, so if I remember correctly, I'm heading out to the nonsense drop. I was always kind of skeptical of this one. But, according to the wrong map, the bad map, there was a drop at 99.9100. I don't know what made me actually think it might be out there. It's not there, according to the new map. In the new map, the drops are actually just placed in a very nice little horseshoe around the island. Starts down at the, starts at the west ends, like right where the coves are, and then works their way around the island. It makes a very nice horseshoe. So, yeah, this is just the most... I was always kind of skeptical, but I didn't want to take the chance because it's such a long time to get to the water drops, right? I just wanted to be sure. It's like, and if it was out there, at least I knew, hey, that's kind of an important spot. Okay, so now heading back towards civilization. Sorry, needed some water. So my other issue was a lot of the lower drops on the bad map. They said 99.9 for their latitude, or is it longitude? Latitude, which actually was very difficult because the GPS is bugged. The center map is not a perfect square. It's not 100 by 100. It's actually 110 by 100. And you'll notice that the 99.9 latitude goes on for quite a bit of distance. So anything that's supposedly on that latitude can be really, really difficult to find. In fact, what's the sound on the GPS? 98.9. Okay, so we're not at that part yet. We're just at another supposedly could be here drop spot. This one actually is on the new map. So this one does exist. It's just I know both of the water drops are way up in the north. So I'm just... it's really sad, but I am just wasting my time down here right now. So, yeah. Whew, I need a new topic to talk about. A lot of this was just me commenting on how annoying the anglerfish are. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're annoying. And then the manta rays kind of make it dangerous up top, so if you really want a safe spot in the ocean, you gotta be in the middle. And all you gotta do is just kind of dodge a Dunkleosteus. So, yeah. I guess I kind of will talk about my plans then for the, kind of the future of my next few episodes. So, I'm going to finish the barn off camera tonight. Again, while I'm uploading the videos, my Wi-Fi takes a huge hit and I suffer a consistent 2-second lag whenever I'm playing anything like ARK or another MMO. More anglerfish to get stuck on. It's just so annoying. Like, I'm glad there's angler gel plenty, but the raw fish meat is not affected by my the stacking mod for some reason, and then the I don't know if the angler gel actually is either. But yeah, because of that, raw fish is very heavy per unit compared to everything else. Like, a stack of raw meat goes up to 250 and weighs 10 pounds. A stack of raw fish meat only weighs 2 pounds, but only goes up to 20. So you can see that it is, you know, considerably heavier per unit, and where our harvest rates have it so that we can literally eat a swarm of anglerfish and get a few thousand. So, for the future episodes, yeah, I'm going to finish the barn while these are uploading, because it's something to do when I'm not, like, I can't play anything competitive, like, I can't do SOTF, I can't do League of Legends, I can't play any of my MMOs, when my Wi-Fi is under the strain of uploading. So I can log into ARK. I'm just, again, suffer very strong lag. So I'm going to finish the barn. Tomorrow, I'm either going to do another round of taming / breeding, or I'm going to work on a garden. Because I need to start producing kibble soon for certain tames if I want to get them at competitive levels for attacking the bosses. So I'll need to, you know, create a finalized list of I'm going for these dinos, and then I'm going to tame up, like, a male and 4 females of each, as long as they're not too big. And I'm going to use those kibble, or I'm going to get those eggs gathered so that I can get the proper kibble. I'll probably tame an Oviraptor at some point, and then I need a garden. Like, I already have that one greenhouse, but I'm not maintaining it really well. Today I took what will probably be the last of the narco berries for a while, unless I make more, what do you call it? More fertilizer, and for that I need to tame some dung beetles. Now, I thought did occur to me, you know how most people create pens for their dung beetles and they just kind of keep them stuck in there? How come we don't just let them wander around our greenhouses? Like, honestly. So I'm probably going to do that. And for another episode, I'm probably going to do the caves. Because I can probably do 1 or 2 caves per episode if I, like, take my time to show them off. Because I know I really want to show off the southern snow cave, because there's a couple things in there I think are just really, really cool that the map designers did. I'm talking about caves with loot, by the way. I'm not talking about the big underground cave with, like, the sun in the middle. Because honestly, I think that's kind of boring. It's like a giant lake, there's some land around with trees, there's some dinosaurs, like 1 Rex. Oh, getting munched on by a couple more Plesiosaurs. Trying to check their levels before I eat them. Spoiler, they're not very big. Yeah, so I don't really find that cave very interesting. Plus, it's a pain to get to. You know, and there's nothing really of value to motivate you going down there, except if you just want to get away from people. I do want to get away from people, but I went up into the snow biome, where the environment will literally kill anyone who's not prepared to come visit me. One time, Siren came up to try and prank me, and I think she lost half her health to the snow before I even noticed she was there, and then started messing with her myself. So, yeah, as you can just see, anglerfish are a bit of a problem, and I can tell that my Spino's getting really full on raw fish meat. I do pick up some raw prime from the Plesies, but, you know, I'm not going to get a chance to cook that, so I kind of feel like it was just a bit of a waste. On a previous server I was on, the Destroyers, a guy named Walter Mellon had a mosasaur where he stuck 2 industrial grills on top of, because there was a glitch where you could light them above water and then they would work underwater. So he would use that. He would just go around and eat the Plesies and Mossas, and then he would get pretty much an infinite supply of cooked meat, or cooked prime meat, which was very good. Like, if I had an easier way to get it all, which I probably do, I'm just kind of lazy, I'd probably eat cooked prime, because then I only have to eat 2 pieces at a time, whereas with the cooked regular meat, I have to eat like 5. Okay. So, yeah. The caves, there are a lot of caves, and if I do them in an actual, like, proper show-off the cave method, and kind of show you where the different loot drops can be, it'll probably take about 2 episodes to do all of them, especially the Northern Snow Cave, because that one I'm going to need to take either a Spino or a Beaver into, because it is very dangerous. And for that one, I will not be giving a proper tour, because last time I went into that cave, I lost my Quetzal. Pumpkin Pie is not my first Quetzal on this server. But yeah, I lost my Quetzal, and since then I've been very hesitant. That cave, you have to use scuba gear. There's part of it where you just have to go underwater to get to different chambers. I'm not actually sure if I fully explored it or not. It is a dangerous cave. So, but yeah, the south one, I really like the looks of it. The lava cave is also very, very beautifully crafted. Lava waterfalls, ancient ruins inside, just really well done. Our little swamp cave, I guess that's what you would call it. The one down in the southern of the Middle Islands, that's underneath all of them. That's also a pretty cool cave. What do you call it? If you guys watch Chicken Bones videos on a Pooping Evolved's center map, where he parks his Plesiosaur is the entrance to, well, one of the entrances to that cave. And there's some really cool fungal stuff going on in there. There are 2 caves on the volcano. There's the big lava cave I'm sure everyone knows about, where it's got the big gaping entrance under the caldera. There's actually a second one on the west coast that you have to take like a Pteranodon or something into. And that one is really, really good source of silica pearls. So, you know, I'll enjoy showing you guys that. After that, I don't really have too many plans. I might build like another building or so for housing like my battle tames or bred dinos. I am gonna keep working on that off camera, like, you know, so there'll probably be new tames every once in a while, or just new dinos bred up. I'm also going to keep drop hunting for saddles. So far, I've got the Sabres set for battle, and I guess I've got the Raptors set. I have a Mastercraft Pterodon saddle, so I considered bringing them into battle. Oh, episode's about to end. Alright, everybody, thank you for watching. Once again, I am Selvalis, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And until next time, farewell.